Today we're going to be converting between improper fractions to mixed numbers and mixed numbers to improper fractions. You may remember this from last year. So here is your first example. That is an improper fraction because the top number is bigger than the bottom number. So remember, we just talked about this when we were changing fractions to decimals. This line means to divide. So I'm going to dump truck it over. Put my 58 over here, and my 6, I just slide him right over, and then this line goes right in between there, and we're going to divide. 58 divided by 6, and I'm going to erase this sum. And 6 goes into 5 0 times, and 6 goes into 58, 6 times 8, 9 times, sorry guys, I had to think for a second, 6 times 9 is 54, 58 minus 54 is 4, so we write it 9, big 9, because I made 9 holes. I had 4 left over, and I keep my denominator the same. And yesterday in class we talked about simplifying. 4 and 2 are both even numbers, so I am going to divide both of those by 2, and I get 9 and 2/3 as my simplified answer. Let's go to our second one. 77 halves. Numerator is bigger than the denominator. I'm going to dump it over. Numerator comes here. Denominator comes here. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract it. I get a 1. Drop down my 7. 2 goes into 7 8 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract it, and I get 1. So this is my whole number. It went in there 38 whole times, and then it had 1 out of 2 left over. So it becomes 38 and 1/2. Here's my last one. 79 thirds. Numerator is bigger than the denominator. We can't have that. It'll squash them. So we're going to dump truck it over, and we divide 3 into 79. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract it, I get a 1. Drop down my 9. 3 goes into 19 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract it, and I get a 1. So it went in there 26 whole times. There was 1 left over out of the 3. 26 and 1/3. Now we're going to go the other way, unless I've changed something and I don't know it. Oh, it doesn't seem to want me. Let me do it. So here's our second one, 8 and 3/7. So I'm going the other way. So instead of dividing, I'm going to do the opposite, and the opposite of division is multiplication. And I call this kind of my smiley face. I start down bottom, I multiply 7 times 8, 7 times 8 is 56, and then I add 3, because over here I divided and subtracted, so here I'm doing the opposite. I'm multiplying and adding. So 8 times 7, 56, plus 3, 57, 58, 59, and we keep the 7 on the bottom, and that's an improper fraction. That's what we're going, from a mixed number back to the improper. So let's do our second one. Let's see what our second one is. 4 and 5/7. Starting on the bottom, multiply the denominator times the whole number. 7 times 4 is 28, plus the 5 makes 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Out of 7. Denominator just stays the same, just like up here. Denominator stayed the same. So that becomes 33/7. And we need these when we go to take a test and we have a grid in. We can't put mixed numbers on grid ins. And the last example we have for today is 9 and 6/13. So I'm going to multiply 13 times 9, and I can't do that in my head, so I'm going to do it right here. 13 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Carry my 2. 9 times 1 is 9, 10, 11. So that's 117 plus 6, 118, 119, 120, 21, 22, 123. Because then we add the 6. So I get 123 over 13. And that's my improper fraction. So I want you to pause up the video, and I want you to try changing these 3 improper fractions to a mixed number. I'm going to show you the answers in about 30 seconds, so try it on your own first. And here are your answers, so now you can check them. And notice this one I had to simplify, and this one. They're both even numbers, so I had to divide both of them by 2. And then I did the same thing over here. Divided the numerator and denominator by 2. Did that magic one you learned about in 6th grade. Now I'd like you to try to change these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So pause up the video. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds before I show you answers. So remember, we multiply the 8 times the 5, and then we add the 2. And you get 42 over 35. Multiply the 6 by the 2, and then we add the 1, and you get 13/6. Check your answers. Multiply the 4 by the 4, and then we add the 3, and we get 19/4. If you have any questions, ask me them tomorrow in class. See you tomorrow, guys and girls.